Okay, there's been issues due to Mercury retrograde, so we are persevering on with the energy of Virgo. For those of you who are new, very warm welcome, returning subbies. Hi guys, how are you? Now, Virgos, you guys are going through a bit of a transitional state in March. Now, I have pulled the energy for love moving into the situation, external energies, your work, your finance, your family, and the unseen. Now, we are looking at these energies due to the fact that we currently have the energy of the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. As of May, these energies are cycling out. The Pisces moon in February has made us deeply, deeply energetically in tune with things. Mercury, that energy has been, oh, I hate Mercury. It's just not working with us this year. Because I work in communications, you know, I think any YouTuber knows during a Mercury retrograde, you are fine-tuning the art of patience. And this could be something that you guys are coming up with at the moment, trying to fine-tune that aspect of patience. Now, quite uniquely, when we do have Saturn retrograding into Aquarius, it is falling into your 6th house. I want you guys to use this month in a very unique, profound way. Having an eye-opener where some of your energy has been poured into one area and it has not been manifested in another. A lot of you are going to be looking at your work, your direct relationship with your work, the things, and this can be at a relationship sense as well. So you'll be looking at the thing of, okay, how have, with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, been directly impacting your romantic life, your home life, your finances? All of these subjects are coming up, and you guys are very goal-orientated. Now, during the Virgo moon, you guys are going to be in the element to the element of who you divinely are, but it can be a bit of it. Although one would feel, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark and Giggle, you guys care to share, when you are in the element of your own energy, it can be beneficial. But being that it's a super full moon, it is a purge of an old way of being, and it's a purge of the way of you in the way you are seeing yourself in this dynamic. Now, for you guys, it will be 1st house activation. So at a spiritual level, most of this work you would have been doing in February, and you're moving over into March. We're going to have Saturn retrograding into Aquarius, which is your 6th house. When it pertains to your relationships, we've got Juno energy, marriages, contracts, partnerships, and assessment until May. Where's my chart? Juno currently being your 2nd house, where it directly affects your finances. But it's more the liquid gold that you want. You know, it could be a home, it could be fridges, washing machines, cars. How in the past relationships and contracts may have been to the detriment of attaining these things. But it's more you're shifting the energy back onto yourself right now and saying, okay. And really, this is what astrology is asking us this year. It's like potentially from 2012, we've been moving into each year like there's been, the year has not started completely. We move into this, 3-phase energy of assessments, 4-month phase of assessments. The Pisces moon energy had been very and still is, and we will feel this frequency moving over to March, where we're deeply in our subconscious mind. We're assessing the ego of what the dreams were with the Neptunian energy. We're assessing the past versus the present and how we can bring all of that together and what our new findings are. And Priestess Gorgeous mentions this quite often. What are their new findings? It's sort of that analogy coming through. Looking at it and going, okay, not what the past was, because some of those hopes and dreams potentially weren't who you are. Not really what the future is, but who is the new version of you and what directly does that mean? Now, in the assessment with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, it's not that we completely move away from one energy of way of being in accountability or toxicity or codependent, and moving into the realm of what the tribe is with family and home. It's all of those things going on, but it's a healthy balance in both domains. And now that you've moved through that energy, what is this new version of you? And not allowing that completely to dictate or navigate. But the number 4 vibration is very much, where have you been standing in your way? Now, the Virgo energy, many astrologers do deem links into Chiron. Now, currently, yes, I'm recording this in February, but it's pertaining to the following month, March, which I'm tuning into both astrologically and with your cards and psychically. I have a fun job during Mercury retrograde. Where we've moved with the upgrade of our, the chakra systems were above the normal realm of chakras. But the energy coming through in findings, it's the research, we're moving down into our auric field. We're also assessing past energy, moving into the current state of being in alignment of who we are now, so it can feel very odd. It's it's like liar, like even if you wanted to lie, you can't because the vibration comes through in you. You're then having this very purgatory experience where you're moving into the realm of the new. It's like coming through, and you're being reborn. And then trying to assess at a very rational, detached perspective. Virgos are very good at, you guys will be great lawyers. You'd be great counselors. You'd be great therapists, great teachers, because you want the information, you know how to directly to deal with the energy and to look at it. And I do feel you guys are doing this with your life and romance. A part of you has awoken to a point where you know who you love, but you love you, okay? So you're moving into self-love. You're moving into self-realization. I'm seeing, and I'm going to look at health. Where's health? Because I wouldn't be surprised if I see something coming up there. Wow. Okay. When it comes to your health, when it comes to your wealth, there may be environments that you can't change, but you know directly you can change yourself. So it can be some of you looking at your diet and looking at your health regime, looking at the physical foundation and saying, is this affecting me? Looking at your romance house and how in the past it might have affected your assets, and if you're attached to assets, if they directly relate to where you're going in life. And the further into an ascension process we go and when we transform, you'll find that less is more, that it's trying to simplify life. And it can be where you're moving things around in your house, you're trying to create structure in the energy, and there's no way. I did message this client, but I can't, sweet. We're going to have to reschedule because I waited half an hour. Anyway, I do love her, but I've already started now, so I can't stop. There's this frequency where you're moving your energy in a particular direction. I do feel some of you might feel really nervous and scared, but at the same time, you know you can't go back to the old way of being. Now, your crowning energy is coming through where a lot of your creativity has gone on the back burner. It might have been due to a romantic connection, due to your environment, due to health, due to family. All of those things are playing out in the collective. This psychic energy coming through is relating to last month's energy. So, yes, I'm recording it during February, but we're talking about March. That energy with the Pisces moon is going to continue on through March, but you're going to be dealing with it within the Virgo energy, within your first house placement. Okay, as myself, how do I look at my life now? What are my hopes and dreams? Does it directly relate to me? What is my current environment? What is my opinion towards relationships? What do I need to bring? What do other people need to bring? And it's not an expectation. It's your new findings. It's the new version of you and what you feel is relevant pertaining to the situation and romance. Creativity in reverse may be, for some of you, you might have wanted children, then you've looked at it and you look at it differently, or that you're wanting that and it hasn't come full 360. Others of you might be tuning into this because it might be a partner's energy and what they're wanting, and you're trying to decipher the code if that's relevant and if it's, worthy to be looked at. But a lot of you might have had a very, very main role in family. And some of that's evolving you now, and you're looking at it from a different predicament. Okay, that is so, but you do have an identity because it's first house placement of who you are very separately to tribe. Okay, and we all uniquely are doing this in the month of February, moving over throughout March. By the time we reach the new moon in Aries, it's where you're going to put your fire in your belly into your life, and you're going to start physically moving forward. The energy is going to release. You're going to find your new findings in this. You're going to get your bearings and you're going to start taking the bull by the horns. This is going to evolve the energy within the dynamic of love. A lot of you are walking away from things to do with, hearsay and energy of toxicity. And again, I'm feeling more burdens, just trying to lighten the load, taking accountability for your side, and not getting involved in pettiness. You're going to be in your Virgo energy of, unless this has come from the horse's mouth, I'm just not going to believe it. And I do feel that might have distorted you a little bit last month. And you might have been meditating upon some of those. This person could be doing this person could be doing that, or worrying about too much external. It's coming back, and this feels the mind. If what's coming through is like, this is the physical mind of where you've been, but where you're coming to decipher what you're feeling inside of this. So 1 minute you might be really hot and warm and yum. The next minute you might feel very cold, detached, angry, and going into these thought processes of the energy and the environments. And the environments, I do feel, are deeply linked in with how your vibration's going at the moment. If you have transformed some of those environments, it might be evolving the situation. If you haven't, I feel there could be that dynamic still playing out. Yeah, you don't want any drama. You're like, if somebody tells you something and it's got nothing to do with you, you don't want to know. I feel you're creating healthy boundaries in general in your life. It's coming through in your relationship house, which is unique, because this will not just be the romantic partner we're directly tuning into. It is with other people as well. And in general, you might have gone into the mode of needing to be in hermit mode and just not wanting to hear slander, not wanting to hear gossip, having done a lot of work, and then people are projecting at you and you're thinking, gosh, this is getting an awful lot. So you don't have a direct link to that any longer, and it just feels in general toxic to you. You may also, and here's an example, you might be looking at other readings and looking at how you directly are feeling. Even reading comments, sometimes you can directly see how far you've transformed, and by reading them, that may even trigger you when you're reading the comments and you're seeing that person has a lot of work to do, and you just don't directly relate because you're really wanting that lighter energy. You are really controlling your energy of fear-based frequency. And I do feel if there have been toxic people in your environment or the person you're tuning into, you're getting to a point where you're anchoring your energy in. You again, at an empathic level, might have been feeling like you've been having psychic attack because of environments and people around you. This might have been giving you drama. I was going to use verbals to be able to cope, because it's like a psychic attack. Yeah, healthy lifestyle. You're feeling their vibration. The vibration in general is affecting you. It could be affecting your sleep, affecting your pattern, affecting your day-to-day life and the 6th house. And this month, it's going to show you what you need to do to move your ship forward. Now, it's not moving away, hi sweet, it's not moving away from the person. It's realigning your energy to get the best out of the direct situation. And I feel success is going to come by you shifting your energy into work and looking at the bigger picture of what you want to co-create. So balancing the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, because we did have a lot of crown chakra activation, and pouring your energy into your spiritual creativity is really going to help you. And I'll find out the reasons why. This could have been an energy where you've been tuning in back as far as 3 years, that it's been 3 years hard innings. And, you probably don't even know if you want any of that drama anymore. And you definitely feel as though you won't repeat this pattern 3 times over again. There's no way. It's you've learned a very karmic lesson. You are very interconnected to yourself. It isn't happening to a point to make you detach. It's helping the energies around you upgrade. So, even if it feels foreign, it's a process you're moving into alignment. It is very, very normal. There was an element in your life that had gone by the wayside due to these vibrations, and it's upgrading your energy, and a lot of people around you are going to be following suit. Now, your love interest and energy. This came through the other day. I said energy, but I said enemy. Okay, they're very fiery in their energy, and I'm going to find out why, but I'm feeling more, it could be they're moving in there. They're looking at the foundation. Yeah, their creative energy has been used quite heavily. So now, personal boundaries. This, I'm not feeling this to be bad. I feel there could be, I'll pull one more card because I'm feeling communication. This could be you communicating or you feeling that all work and no play is dull. A lot of healing. Okay, so the transformation of this person's energy is coming through this month. This is where anything has been imbalanced in their life, you're going to find by the super full moon in Virgo, it's going to help, but this could be you, where you directly, by your actions, is aligning this human being's energy, because you're focusing on yourself. It is motivating them, the way they're looking at you, the way they're sensing your vibration, even if you're not in communication. You might be also feeling their energy, that they feel a little bit vulnerable, and you're stepping into the energy of what you're destined to be. This also is something that they are looking at. Okay. I'm hearing it's a perspective, and it's something that they need to visually see. It's something that they need to directly experience, because it's where you've been before. So if they're feeling vulnerable, it's like the shift of the foot. It could bring up some patterns. But by you moving in the direction that you feel is in alignment with you, this person is going through their own very personal transformation. They're looking at things. They're looking at the future. They're looking at the past. It's part of the process. But you need to keep as anchored in as possible. Now, there could have been some things in their life that made them deeply unhappy, and currently it's something they're directly dealing with. I think both of you right now can feel a little bit confused, and this is where lack of communication is coming from, be it you're in the connection or not. It's, you know, a lot of people are actually tuning into how each other feels. So it's like we're swapping energies, and we're showing each other what we need to face right now. This has come through twice for you guys, Virgo. I do feel you're going to hear something, but you do need to be very cautious about whether you believe it or not. Caution about what you hear through the grapevine. Use your Virgo energy to discern between what is fake and what is real. There you go. Go into your psychic mind. Go into your intuitive energy. What were you picking up? What are you drawn to do? Because it feels as though with this energy of Chiron, allowing this person to do their healing, you can't actually... It's a bit like having a subject matter where you're in a relationship. You can sense that the person's thinking about something. You're directly empathic, so you understand, but you can't pull the wound out. Nobody can ever... It's a bit like going to a therapy session and you turn up and they're saying, right, we've grasped what the problem is. Now you need to do the work. If that person spiritually knows that blockage is really big and they're not ready to do that, they're not going to do that. So you have to attach to knowing that this is this person's lesson. I'm just reading the message that my lovely friend wrote. I tried to call a few times, and it must be something happening on her side with the Skype. 1 minute. I'm going to have to explain to this lovely that I'm live, because it's going to keep going. Live ATM. I did try. Back again. I have to do it after. It's like ping pong, you know. You ring, I ring, you ring, I... Oh, okay. So they're being very strict with themselves. The environment around them can potentially feel very strict. They also might have some very old school values. Now, the Leo moon did bring this energy up in them, but the inner strength to create this change I swear I speak English. I'm live now, which means I'm on YouTube now. It's the Pisces moon. Oh, my Lanta. I love it when Google says that. Oh, my Lanta. I'm telling you, this month has been arduous. Ooh, Virgo, you're willing to work in a team, okay? You are willing to work in a team. You're at the equal level. You're going to work with me, I'll work with you. You're going to play, go play. You are focusing on what works. You're being really realistic. Black and white energy, Virgo energy. What works is what you're doing. What works for you is what you're doing. I'm just saying this could be Aries and Chiron energy. You've tried two things. This is the card of Aries, and I'm seeing the fire energy coming through here. Yes, it could be, but again, with this Chiron energy, because we currently have Aries and Chiron, there's the notion where this person is upgrading and it's part of their spiritual path, but at the same time, you do feel something for them and you understand what they're going through, but there's nothing much you can do. Now, it could also be for those of you currently in a relationship, there is an external situation where you're trying to bring about healing, and if it's workable within a team, you will work on it, okay? If it's not, you will be unable to. You're having a very interesting time with this person. Breathe, Yildiz. Shelley, I'm very patient. I'm very patient. Yes, it did. And this month of February, moving into March, has felt like a whole toxic year piled into one. I'll be honest. It's like, and I feel it's necessary because it really makes things super clear about what you're going to put your energy into. Because you're like, are you joking? Why would we move in this way? Now, I do feel for those of you in a romantic connection, tuning into a romantic connection, you're seeing a flaw in a plan. You're being very rational about it. You might feel a little bit disillusioned, but this is going to pass. Now, I'll do the very best I can, and I've still got more of the read to go, but I'll do the best I can in March to do a mid-month read. Because I'm working in the background to try and get things organised. But I feel this energy is going to shift by the Virgo moon. Moving into that, within 2 to 3 weeks max, the delay is there for a reason so that you guys can get the best out of this situation later. But it's because something inside of you guys has changed. A lot of our path is looking different. So we're looking at it and we're going, okay, what are we going to need to do? Because this new vibration of who you are, you can't go back to the way you were before. Now, in pertaining to this relationship, both of you have things coming up on your side of the fence. You may have been patient to allow for this transformation to happen, but it's universe is calling you, and especially with the 6th house of your career, it's moving you into alignment of achieving some sense of foundation. Now, some of you, I do feel, may travel. There is an energy vibration coming through, like there could be some travel on the horizon. This will evolve and change your frequency if this is coming up for you. It's asking you to breathe. Again, that's meditation. It's getting into the energy of patience. And I'm not really feeling it's the energy of patience. I feel you guys need a breather in order to grow. It's a bit like putting a plant under the sun, giving it the fresh air if it's been an indoor plant for a while. And it's this growth energy that's coming through. You guys did have the 5th house activation when it was in Saturn and Pluto. And again, that very much is linking in to my belief of, yes, romance, birth, children, and luck. Now, with the 6th house, you are going to be looking at your home, your working environment, the travel energy, your routine, how your employment directly relates to the vibration of who you currently are. How external energies and situations can directly affect your life foundation, and you are only going to be able to work with a person who has that mutual energy involved. If you have had a separation and you are a zodiac sign, it is due to the fact an unaligned energy is there. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing. It is a spiritual thing this month we are going through, moving into March, and I do feel a transitional state between, and you really need to be on your A game this year, guys. So even though the energy is very heavy, you very much have to put one foot forward, because 2021 is going to be a very different year. You're going to get a very different vibration than what we've had for a very long time. We only have 3 more years of Pluto in Capricorn. It has been hard. It's been there for 12 years. We're at the end stage of it. So you're going to get your rewards. It's just trying to stay grounded to move through this. You are going to be able to overcome difficulties, and you do have the spiritual tools because you really do understand. You are going to make this a beautiful life. I do feel many of you are at the point where you are not accepting, as I mentioned in the Pisces energy that I did previously. Go and have a look at the video. We may be feeling very distorted, very disillusioned due to the fact that Pisces is in Neptune. But you know to the core, if you've been eating a rotten apple for a long time, you don't want to eat a rotten apple forever. This is, everything has a reason. And sometimes the universe hands you the rotten apple and you think it's a forever thing, but you do know this too shall pass. It's temporary. Whatever is passing is because you have passed a test. You have reached a spiritual space of you understand what you are and who you are, okay? How you feel. And what comes to it will be blessings. Yes, it hasn't felt like a gift from above. It's felt like a curse. But moving away from that vibration and knowing we should have always only been dealing with what we could control, not what we can't control, our vibration will shift to a better understanding. That's how you allow your finances will flow. The clairvoyant energy, it's an upgrade. So you may be feeling so fatigued that you feel that somehow spiritually have you been connected. And again, the clairvoyant energy, some of you can even be feeling, oh my God, it's with me right now. They are enabling you to ascend in a different level. Some of you can ask for the energy, but unfortunately there has been a lot of dense 3D energies, a lot of the Schumann resonance spiking and dropping. It's a bit like being on a merry-go-round and you kind of slingshot it up and you're hitting the ground again. It's very hard then to tap into your spirituality. It can be fair-based frequency, but at the same time to get to a place where you don't need to spiritually know everything, but you need to look at universe and link back to the reality of what you know spiritually, which is universe only gives you that of what you can control. Right now, we're seeing a lot of what we can't. But if you shift the energy onto what you are supposed to be doing, you can lighten that potato sack that you've been carrying of toxic energy. Now, I do promote tips on this channel that when the ascension energy is high and you're tuning into energies and you're going through a spiritual upgrade, you should not tune into the person who is giving you problems. Now, a lot of people, beg to differ, but this is what I have been doing for the last 3 years, and it's what works for me. That as a psychic medium, you are taught when you are entering into a house. There is a beautiful lady I deal with at a spiritual level, and she clears energies in homes. Her name is Lysiana. She has been doing that for work. There is you would never walk into a house unprepared spiritually if the house had energy in it. Now, indigos and starseeds, when you are operating from that paradigm, it is both a curse and a blessing. And it is very important to develop your understanding of these things and how to utilize it. When I was growing up, I didn't have any tools to deal with this. I had to develop them because very much like the Sixth Sense, that was my childhood where I kept it very hidden, very secret. And in order for these passed over people to leave me alone, I had to be very firm with the energy. And I had to learn how to use it. This is very important for your advancement and for your sanity. So while you are tuning into another energy, you should always check your frequency. I refuse to do readings if my frequency is not correct, because I will not feed that energy to you. And I would not want that energy to be fed to me, because you need to be in alignment to be able to give the best. You also need to clear your energy. You need to clear your cards. And you need to be able to learn how to flush. If you can't flush and you can't detach from that person's energy, you've owned it. So while you're tuning into a person who is dealing with difficulties, or your home environment is going through a transformation, you need to clear the energy daily. Because once you walk out that house and you come back and you are bringing that vibration in from outside, and collectively people are triggered. So it's like going to the shopping centre and bringing a whole bunch of likes a box of chocolates home, and they're not nice flavors, and you're allowing that stagnant energy to reside in your environment. Very important to clear your energy with the Pisces energy, okay? Because it's very Neptunian. You'll have the 4D coming through. Also, if you're very tired and you're using the Band-Aid energy, it can be toxicity, alcohol, illicits, etc. Your auric field is reduced. Then your spiritual crown and third eye is activated. You're opening the energy up, and your room needs to be evolved to a point where if you are an empath, you never have your feet facing out a door, towards a mirror, or towards a window that is lower than the height of the bed. Because your psychic portal is through your feet. Beds that are trundles, fill. Clear the energy underneath and place boxes under the bed. You need to feel that energy. You can also place bowls of water under your bed, and younger children can bring this energy in too. So if you find your children are acting erratic, place a bowl of water under their bed, put some crystals in their room, rearrange the energy, because while you're having an upgrade, they're having the upgrade too, and they're projecting at you, and it will be very distorted. So it could be in your mother's, father's, parents' room. Check their frequency. What are they going through? Provide them with crystals. Clear the energy in the home. Have some meditation. You can do jinn removal in the house. We're at high and low vibration right now. It's unique, and we're moving into this forward movement into March with Saturn retrograde, which is the father figure of universe. You're going to have to boss up in the 6th house. Now, it's going to show you where this is a huge problem. If you've taken steps already, it's going to be great. If not, you have between now and the end of the year to get ready. Listen to the call. Do what you can with your chakra systems to balance them. You might not feel so courageous, but if you move away from the expectation of the outcome, it won't be a notion of courage, because it's not a notion of courage. If you're only looking at what your abilities are, that's all you need to do. And as it evolves, you will be fine. But if you're tuning into the energy of that of what you can't control, yes, it's going to trigger you, and it disenables you. It's disease. As the Leo King says. Shout out, mate. From Perth, WA. Immerse yourself in your own creative expression. It's who you are. Be who you are and know that is enough. There is this, understand the beauty of your zodiac sign. You're a Virgo. You guys have the ability to see things very clearly. You do not have to understand the reasons why everything happens the way it does. Try and be patient with yourself. Not the patience. If you're giving patience to all apart from you, you're missing the point. You know, if mama and papa are not happy, ain't no one going to be happy. Now, to attract finances, which is funny because this is your crystal. Ruby. And the 6th house placement's coming up for you guys. What date is that? Let me check. 4th of March. Gee, we go into it pretty quick, don't we? Mercury retrograding into Aquarius, which is going to be 6th house for you guys anyway. And then we're also, to my belief, on the 21st, Saturn is retrograding into Aquarius. Oh, that's going to be fun. Anyhow, in your work and career domain, follow your passion. Okay, look at your shadow. Look at the reality. This is a key to your romantic house right now. There is a reason it's not coming through super kissy-kissy. It's because there's a spiritual path that you're moving into for alignment for this connection. And part of it is connecting to facing a shadow in your career sector or what you're giving and taking, okay? Get that into balance. Black Moon Lilith is Black Panther, right? The shadow aspect of life, there's always hidden messages in the shadow. That's what I'm being shown. And it's like it's making peace with reality of our shadow, because we are both light and dark. We have good and bad within us. If we're unable to do something but able to do something else, focus on what you can control. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because I feel they've got more to say. I do know Antonella's in the house. So hello, sweet. Sorry. We will get back to it shortly. Joy of Mercury retrograde. I did say for the last few days I was going to get Virgo done. And then I need to do Taurus and Capricorn, but we're just going to persevere. We're going to persevere. Joy of Mercury retrograde. Okay. Meditate upon what you need to do. The Virgo moon is going to give you the instruction. You can't go back to the way of doing things. That's the reality. Some of you don't want to go back to old jobs. Some of you want to do something different. Look at it. He looks like Saturn. He's like, meditate. And it could be working in spiritual practices. It could be working in healing and doing things to that degree. You know, 9 energy is very hermit energy. I do know the previous house I ended up at was a number 9, which is really great for you coming home to yourself. Really good to... really good for you to do some meditation. And there's going to be light in the energy. Yeah, and that's fine. And I do feel this is coming up collectively because of the nodes in Cancer. It's like, whereby have you been caring for everything but self? You know, you can care for other people and that's okay, but you might have evolved and learned something different, Justine, and you're looking at it now and going, okay, that doesn't relate to me now. Make peace with that, and that's the Pisces energy. It's the connection to the other side. And who is this new vibration of who Justine is and where she wants to go from here, how that relates. You know, have your upgrade, research it, do something that you're going to love, because the creative energy, you know, many of us have, and I know me as a Libra, and I was tuning into this collective energy, you know, lately, and we have Juno in Libra. So it will relate to your zodiac sign too, is because it's got to be, you know, we're in assessment of these things. Who were we before? Could we go back to that? And it's not that you haven't paid your dues in life. You have, and we chose to do things for a spiritual reason, but now we're choosing. Now it is a choice, and it can get very scary because you are choosing what you'd like to do. What could that be? Sometimes it could be something very simple, just temporarily, till you get all the downloads, just to get you from A to B. You know, you don't have to look at career these days as this has to be forever. You could temporarily do something. It could be something as simple as cleaning a house. It could be something simple as working in a lunch bar temporarily until you decide what it is that you would like to do. But this does feel spiritual. So it will directly, your passion will come through in your spiritual truth. It will need to be in alignment with the new version of who you are. You'll have to have a passion towards it. Some of you are going to study. Some of you are going to return to work. But many of you are going to return to work. This could also be a business venture for yourself. Oh. Okay, so they're directly relevant. They come in the upright. Okay, you're ready to put the energy into get a better outcome. Some of you need to drop off the energy of thinking you're being cursed, okay? Yeah, well, And that's, look, the nodes moving into Gemini is about that. So some of the things that you've learnt, when we have the nodes change in May, it is a perfect time where whatever industry you're in, you might have been struggling with it. Then you're looking at it and you're seeing a flaw in the system. Your soul path may directly be linked to that, where you could be educating people how to do the job you did before. You could be a mentor, a trainer, a teacher. The nodes in Gemini is going to be where everything in a structure sense moves full 360. We see the flaws in the old paradigms in society, and the matrix can be banking systems, government systems, king queen energy, and all of those evolving to a point with the Gemini energy. It's like, how can we rewrite history? It can be school education systems changing and evolving. So with the Gemini energy, it can relate to technology, education, doing a course from home, running businesses from the internet, communication, again, speech. What you put in is what you're going to get out, providing you're in love with it. It's alignment, and it is a new beginning in your career sector. Your family and your tribe, slow down, pause, and assess. It's been an interesting month. And the white energy, dove is coming through. The white energy is the purity of it. To, you know, and I do feel a lot of you are looking back and just trying to find a peaceful place within the domain of family. If you're not finding that, you're going to find that tribe. You're going to find what you believe is that serene place. You put a lot of effort into your family. You've been very, very loyal to your family. But I feel, again, this is at a very spiritual level. Many of you need to find peace inside yourselves so that you have done all you can. You have dedicated and been committed to this. And again, with the energy of strength, it's going to heal this situation. I am feeling it's like you're needing to tune out of the white noise and tune into who you directly are right now and find peace with it. And again, I'm saying 9 energy is hermit mode. So some of you will be with your tribe, whoever they be. They don't have to be DNA. Others of you will be, so you're finding a location to do this healing pertaining to tribe and family and connections. You also know that you are not stuck. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So you're creating that so that you can have the peace in your life. You're removing obstacles and you are free. It's like this freedom. So a lot of what you're moving towards is to create spiritual freedom. The choices you're about to make, I feel. Okay. You have a very, it's unique because I do feel you do have a very traditional view of what family is. Probably more so than the family. I'm also feeling that there may be an energy around you that is quite old-fashioned, even though that the way they live isn't old-fashioned. It's like an oxymoron. So, and I feel this is a romantic person you're tuning into. You're sort of tuning into the energy of family and you're thinking, you are deeply old-fashioned, but the life you live is not old-fashioned. Does that make sense? I want to sell 2 property. Yeah, that's good. Mercury direct, look, even now if you were to put it on the market, not that I'm a financial advisor, you do find you tend to get more. But if you spiritually have had this download with the 12th house and it's your belief system that you feel ready to let that go, there also may be some situations that you had a time with that. And the 12th house activation with the Pisces moon is you're not only bringing new energy in, you're having to let old energy go. So it's sort of like this, give and take. Oh, okay, throw that out. Or pass that forward, or you get my drift. Okay, your health. Okay, you're not understanding that you as an indigo, a crystal, a light being, you need to look after your health. Now, if you need coaching with that, Go and research it. Go and research some of the symptoms you're having, how to do the work in this area. If you need coaching, I can give you coaching with it because I've been a psychic since I was a child. If you need protection in your home, if you want to carry me around on Skype and you want me to assess the energy in your home, I can do that. I can refer you to people as well. If you're upgrading your gift and you're not understanding, ask questions. Feel free after the video to put this energy in. Because a lot of what's going on, you're none the wiser, you're transforming. Part of your gift is upgrading, but you're not seeing it that way. So how do I put it? It feels like you're one flew over the cuckoo nest, but it's really a spiritual upgrade. Spiritual upgrade. You'll understand after. You will understand after. The art of appreciation always comes after the fact. During the process, you're like, this is ugly. During a process also, you can be even facing fear-based frequency and going, how does a tower mean that this is perfect and it's coming? Usually, that, as they always say, and this has always happened to me, it's always darkest before the dawn, honestly. So sometimes it needs to look messy before it gets pretty. Trust me. What you're not seeing. You're not seeing it. Look beyond immediate appearance. You can't see how this can be bringing you beauty. You can't, because you're not meant to see it, because you're shifting the energy back onto you for this to balance out, because you have done everything you needed to do. You didn't need to do anything more. There is work-related dynamics here. There's family, there's health, there's a spiritual, energetic upgrade going on. Coming to terms with past hurts. A lot of those energies have been coming up. Giving a person their power back so they can make their final judgment. The rest is cool. You. Any other messages? You've got the sun. All of these disappointments, you know, you can't own it all yourself. It's not on all your side of the fence. And some of you are being a little bit too hard on yourself. It doesn't mean it's not going to turn out perfectly. And I do feel it's the polar opposite. You're just not seeing that right now. This person is facing an obstacle. You are attracting an energy into your life that is loving, understanding. It doesn't mean to say they were perfect in their life. But this person's vibration is going to be such. So tune out of what they need to do to achieve that. And really, and a lot of this is coming through in your side as well. So both of you are really transforming. There is going to be a judgment that comes up this month, but you need to trust in that process. Okay, if you know that there has been a situation that's been playing out for a while and you know it's inevitable that it is going to change or fall or break or come up or be verbal diarrhea, allow that to be. Allow it to be. You cannot make it perfect. And it's a bit like us thinking that we know where the perfect location for a tree is to grow. And then a tree decides to grow on a freeway. It's growing, it's thriving, it's surviving. Any questions while I'm here? You are going to get the best outcome though. And this can be for family as well. But your mind is really playing over this a little bit too much. And it is because of this spiritual upgrade. So you need to be very careful. And allow if somebody was to woo you, and this is for those of you in separation, I don't think your tongue would be very nice. But again, it's temporary. It's as the month progresses. You are evolving and changing. But the necessity here right now is for you to allow this upgrade inside you I don't feel this person will recognize you. You will have more spiritual understanding by the end of the month. If your third eye is closed, it's not going away. It's upgrading. That's what they're showing me. If you do see a feather, meditate upon what you were thinking at the time. I'm also seeing birds to be very relevant towards you this month. And again, with the Neptunian energy that had transpired, I really want you guys to be actually tuning into what is relevant in your dream state and what is not. Some people in the ethers might be trying to communicate with you. What else am I saying? There can be something that comes up out of left field pertaining to romance. And I'm going to pull a few cards for that because we're going to have Venus is going to be in Taurus this month. Now, currently, Uranus is in Taurus. It falls in your 9th house. Let me tune into that. Interesting. I do feel you guys have a potential right. I'm going to slow down because I know a particular Virgo, we had a very interesting conversation. Let me see what they want to tell us. Okay, 9th house for Virgo. Your belief system about marriage is going to come up. For some of you, what connections mean, how it feels, and why. They're asking you to look at this paradigm. What was your feeling in the past versus what it is now? It's going to shine light on how you feel and why. Okay, I'm just going to say there's two energies that have been coming through very strongly through this read. No, two. Two in particular that are coming out as Leo, but it can be the Leo moon that we had in February. From that time moving forward, from August last year moving forward, and Aries. But again, we had the energy of Aries in February moving forward. We're still having that frequency, and we're moving into the new moon in Aries on the 24th. With your travel, I do feel that whatever you're setting up at the moment is to create freedom inside your life. You may have a belief system linking in with relationships where it was very accountable and responsible. You're coming into duality with that, shining some light on you. You're also gaining strength. You're very different to who you were last year. And I do feel this transformative energy. You have compassion, but I do feel career, travel, and your spiritual beliefs about connections and what they're going to be is evolving. Now, this is going to change very quickly. Wow. This is a very firm energy. You want a relationship that is coming equally. I'm going to pull clarify on this because this is twin flame mirrored soul, but it's a spiritual soul, okay? Don't shoot me, giggle. This is what I'm saying. Belief system about connections, marriages, partnerships, relationships. Finding the strength to move forward after everything you went through last year, this year, and maybe the last 3 years. Having heart chakra activation. I was saying this during the month of February. Why am I feeling the energy of heart chakra? Where is my board? I've got to remember. Oh. There's a heart chakra activation, I do believe, for you guys that you're going to be moving through. And it is unblocking the reality of it. Oh, that's why. Yes, okay, I understand now. Sorry, my guides talk to me in weird ways. Higher heart chakra. Yes, we're going to have a heart chakra. I was thinking, okay, what planet is going to be there? The super full moon in Virgo is higher heart chakra. Okay, so the high heart chakra on the 9th of March is going to be activated, but you'll be feeling it moving into the beginning of March. You probably already now are feeling it. Once this activation comes through, I do feel a detoxification process. You will then feel very detached. You will be in your own union energy within yourself. This person's energy is going to come to peace and ascend. This is when communication is coming in. And I feel, again, communication, Mercury direct. What date does that happen? Ninth. And the energy of the moon is on the 9th. There you go. Can't make it up. Mercury direct, 9th. Super full moon in Virgo, 9th. Clarity, clearing, energy, peace, compartmentalization, ascension, heart activation, detachment of the belief and the control within what's going to happen, person ascending into the higher energy, not an emperor, but still higher. Communication, Mercury direct, same day as the super full moon in Virgo. Love and light, need a booking, link below.